special guest in the building. Man, brother from another mother. We're gonna talk about that whole sinners thing as well too. That you know, it was a really funny. We'll top that off first, but let me introduce this brother real quick, man. I got to, man, ladies and gentlemen, actor, writer, Arthur, very suave dresser, by the way. Every time that boy comes suited and booted, I got like, man, hold on, let me step my game up, man. A poet as well, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Just Acting Up Show. Round of applause for Kentrell Wright.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Man, got you, bro. Man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm
Good.
good.
Let's,
Good day.
let's,
Good day. Happy, up. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
awesome. Well, let's get into it. We want to learn about you. So, break it down. Like, where are you from? Where did this all start? Where did this gift come from?
Man, y'all want the long story or you want the short story? What y'all want,
I
man?
mean,
Go
that was
long,
time
go
limit. I don't
long.
know.
Yeah,
He's like, go long.
yeah.
Nah, man, I'm from Louisiana, bro. From
Okay,
South Louisiana, Raceland.
gotcha.
A little town. Man, acting, man. I used to watch TV all the time, like growing up. So that was just my thing. So when people say TV raised you a little bit,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like no disrespect to my parents and nothing like that either. But but no, I used to watch it all the time, man. And at one point or another, I was more of a cameraman. So that's what I initially wanted to be. So I used to, I'm just jumping from like childhood. My imagination was strong. It was real strong. I remember that. And I remember I used to play outside and always had this imagination. But fast forward, teenage years, definitely it was cameraman. And I used to go to the basketball games and I used to be like the cameraman for the basketball games sometimes. Like, he wasn't doing nothing, just holding on to watching them go up and down the field or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
basketball court. Started off from there. And my mom actually bought me a camcorder when I was about 15 or something like that, probably 14, 15. I don't know. I know I was places where I shouldn't have been, like in the club and all kind of stuff, recording all kind of stuff happening around the hood and everything. Um, but my mom she wanted I was supposed to go to college. So
Mm,
eventually I was going to college and she was like, oh, you're going to college? But I was like, I didn't know what I was going for. I used to go back and forth about that. And then one day I came to her and I told her I wanted to be she's like, well, I used to always tell her certain things and she would be like, oh, you can't do it all. You can't do it all. Da, da, da.
mm,
So one day I said, Mom, I'm gonna be an actor. And I was like, I'm gonna be an actor. And she was like, an actor. I was like, yeah. I said, that way I could do everything. She was like, she was like, boy, you too timid for that. She's like, you too timid for all that. Yeah, most people, and it was like most people don't and I'm sorry, Mom, I'm not throwing you under the bus. Just saying, at one point she was like, boy, she was like, everybody don't make it at that. Everybody don't make it at that. Da, 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 da. Like it was one of those situations. But no, it wasn't a disrespect or nothing like that. It was her protecting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, my son talking about doing this. Like, come on, bro. Like, and to I was timid, like, I didn't have like the real confidence for it like that, like that especially. But anyways, so that's where that part kind of came out. And then fast forward from that.
It's interesting that Kentrell said that because I know what that's like. Like my grandma said the same thing to me that his
mm.
mom kind of was saying with him, but she meant well. But it's just the fact that they don't always know that you can. They were trying to protect you is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, "Yo, baby, go ahead and do it." But
Yeah.
so I understand what he means completely with the family
That's
member.
funny. And that's funny that you said that because it was the opposite for me. My grandmother was the one like,
Wow.
oh, that's what you want to do? I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but I'll get to that part. So um after that, of course, you crushed, you don't really, you crush for a little bit, you young, you like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever. Then one of my cousins, she was talking to this guy, and he did music. And he was doing music for like this movie. I still don't know what movie it was to this day, but he did the music for it. And he knew everybody around me knew I wanted to be an actor. So he's like, hey man, I gotta go bring some music to this place. He was like, there's an audition going on. He said, you want to come? And I was like, yeah. So I ended up going, and I was in the room with, it's my first audition ever, randomly, didn't know nothing about auditioning, didn't know whatever. But anyways, they gave us some sheets and stuff. I had my little thing. I went into the room, and they just ask you to, say your name. It was like 5 people or something sitting at the table. It was like, say your name or whatever. Um, and I said my name, and it was like, just go into it.
Yeah.
So the first time I choked, and the second time I went back and I did it, and I crushed it. Like whatever it was, I crushed it. They was like,
Nice.
oh my God. Oh my God. They was like, do you have an agent? I was like, no. Do you got a portfolio? I was like, no. Like, what is that? It was like, you don't have this, you don't have that. It was like, oh my God. They was like, take this email and go get that done and then reach back out to us. It was something to that. It was like around MySpace time and all that stuff.
Mm.
So never did it. Didn't have photos, none of that. That opportunity passed by, whatever. Worked offshore for a while, done some stuff, going through life. Finally, I was in school for physical therapy out here, and I ended up getting into physical therapy school. And it was like they wanted too much. Like it was just too many moving parts. And this is fast forwarding through everything. I don't want to make this story super long. But it was just too much. They wanted you to work. They wanted you to
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you gotta like try to,
Train somewhere, internship.
yeah, you gotta try to do all of that stuff, man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm out here in Texas. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna survive if I do that. So I called my grandma one day and I was like, I was like, I don't know. That's what we used to call it. I call it D. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to do this. And she was like, well, what you want to do? I said, I want to be an actor. And she was like, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
She was like, well, you know what? She said, go do it.
Yeah.
She's like, you're intelligent. She said, you can always go back to school.
Yeah.
You pass a test. So I was like, yeah. She said, yeah, go do that. She said, and you can always, she said, it's better you try that, give it some time. And if it don't work out, go back. And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you're gonna see me on TV next this year.
Yeah.
And that year I ended up being on The Originals, the TV show. Yeah, so that was like that gave me like that extra fire to keep pushing.
Yeah.
So just like that's just the evolution of where this stuff kind of came
Where
from.
when that bug got a
Yeah.
hold of you and you start
Yeah.
going on your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was scared. I was scared a lot. I did like extra work and I was doing extra work here and there. And I was scared to do extra work, scared to talk. At one point, I didn't want to talk.
Oh.
I was scared to talk. I couldn't talk. I stuttered. I
Yeah.
stuttered a lot. And I just felt like I wasn't a good speaker. And so, and confidence, trash. Confidence was shot.
Yeah.
But, fast forward, I ended up getting my grandmother ended up having we ended up finding out she had Alzheimer's. This was like 2015, 16.
Yeah.
And on my way, I had before then, no, on my way back, we came from Cali. We took her for a little ride out there or whatever. And we came back and I auditioned for Vince and Powell,
Yeah.
Someone Like You.
Mhm.
And my first time, I had beat out a lot of people.
Is that a play? I'm sorry, is that a play or is that a TV show or movie? I'm sorry.
That's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a movie. Did that. That was my first solid lead role. Oh
Yeah.
no, oh, I'm sorry. Damn. Back in 2012. 2012 was my first role that I
Okay.
had in this a show called If They Took Us Back.
Okay.
One of my colleagues was writing that. And so Mike oh my God, Mike gonna punch me in my eye for saying this. Raging Dogs production.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michelangelo. That's my bro. So he gave me my start.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's up to 2016 that I gave y'all.
Yeah.
Boy, that was long.
Yeah. Nah, that's good, bro. This
Awesome.
Yeah, this is why we have these conversations podcast. Brandon said the same thing too when he came on before. He was like, "Man, I'm sorry that was long." Oh, yeah. We like, bro, this is to highlight you. So
Yeah.
nah, we appreciate you just for sharing this.
And your brother, you're highly intelligent. I'm glad that your grandmother told you to go after it. I said, I understand that your mom was trying to protect you. I understand, that's just how folks are, but it's great that your grandma told you to go after it because you obviously have the education. You are smart enough that you accomplished all that you did. I'm happy for you going after it. And like, even you telling this story about how you set your mind to it, like, hey, you were nervous at first. A lot of people are nervous. I was nervous too. My first day on set, we're stuttering, forgetting stuff. But you went after that, Kentrell, and I love that you went after that. And then I think you said either said you told your mom or I think you told your grandma that you were going to be on TV by the end of the year, and you got originals.
Yep. And I was an extra. So like I was an extra on the original. I was a featured extra.
Okay.
And I was a featured extra. And when I got on there, I remember one of the lead characters on there, his mom, I don't know, I forgot his name, but his mom, she came talk to me. She said, the director and all, they keep looking at you. They was like, they really like you. And so like they put me through so many scenes. They like tried me in every scene possible, man. It was crazy. And it was so crazy that like all the other extras, they thought I was part of the real cast. So it was like it was cool to see that and
Yeah.
feel that and experience that for the first time, And I was like, they're gonna put me on that show. They're gonna put me on that show. So when I came home, I said, they're gonna call me back. I know they're gonna call me back. They did. They called me back to come on the show.
Heck yeah.
And I didn't have the money. I had used my rent money
Oh yeah,
to
for
buy
SAG.
that first time. And so that was another time that I missed that opportunity. But one of my friends, um, well, my brother, he was like, bro, you had the opportunity to go back. And I was like, yeah, man, I have the money. He said, man, don't you ever do that again.
Yeah.
And so that happened in that situation. But yeah, so but anyways, carry on. That was
Oh no, I trust me. I know what it's like when you don't have that money to join SAG at the time, and how
no, it wasn't snag. It was just trying to get out there, trying to
to
get a
film it.
flight. Yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah.
trying to get a flight. I get a flight,
Was it in New Orleans or was it in Atlanta?
it was in Atlanta at the time.
Bro, I know how you feel with having to get those flights, man, and not having the money. But if you have a good, I think you said it was your friend that said it. Your friend would have given you the money to fly out there.
Yeah, he would have given me the money.
Yeah, sometimes, man, you just got to ask. I've had to borrow from friends too to get out there. So I'm glad he said that though. I hope you never get. If you ever need that money again, you call somebody.
Yeah, and it was crazy. So full circle. I got a story about him. We're gonna get there later on. Just remember the brother that said to never do that again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later on.
Gotcha. Man, Brandon, you got anything else for him before? I know you.
No, so I told I'm like, we're good.
Okay.
No, yeah, Kentrell, where did you go to? If you don't mind me asking, where did you go to? I think you said undergrad would have been or PT school at, or am I right or
No,
wrong?
it was like it was an assistant school. So I was at Lone Star.
Okay,
I was
that's in
at
Texas, right?
Yeah, Lone Star
Okay,
College out here. I did some community college in Louisiana that I transferred out here to
okay,
Lone Star. And then from Lone Star, I forgot the name of that school. It was some school, but it was like for like a PA. It's like for an assistant, like
okay.
physical assistance or something like that. I don't know, but I just know I was doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting something under my belt. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's absolutely awesome. Like, sorry, if you guys have a question too, go ahead, guys. I don't want to interrupt you. Question it. Kentrell, when you were deciding to go after acting, when you were kind of making that decision with yourself, like, hey man, this is something I'm going to do. Obviously, that was nervous, and you were trying to do that now from Texas. Is that correct? At that time, back then?
Yeah. Well, it was from Louisiana at one point, and then so from Texas I had started. Texas, I would say Texas definitely like helped me with my start.
Okay.
Like this is where I was able to exercise some of my stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I also want to.
Go ahead.
Okay. I also want to add. You mentioned earlier that you was nervous and you were stuttering when you first started off. The transition, the growth from there until now. This is me just letting y'all know. Kentrell, like he's one of the people who I would love to if there is a scene out there or whatever with Kentrell, like bro, lock me in, bro, because Kentrell.
Man, I appreciate that, bro.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So
I really appreciate that, man. Hey, bro. I appreciate that, man. That's like that means a lot to me. Thank you, man. Thank you for thinking like that, bro. Insane.
Yeah.
Let's lock in. Same.
Yeah. Most definitely.
We always catch each other in some weird situations or something. I'm like, yeah.
This is okay. So what I mentioned earlier. So last week I finally went to go see Sinners. Like the day it came out.
Don't ruin the movie. Don't ruin
I ain't gonna mess it up for you. You ever seen it yet? Okay. We're not gonna ruin it for you. I'm
gonna see it this week.
Okay, I was like, I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but so I went to see Sinners, and I'm sitting there in the reclining chair, little tray or whatever. My drink wasn't there; it was on the side of me, but little tray is like right there. And so I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm like focused, like locked in, and you see people, about to walk past you and say excuse me or whatever to get to their seat. Some random person walks up, moves the tray out of the way, and says, "Yo, excuse me, sir, you're in my seat." And I'll look up. I'm like, I guess we're about to have it out at this theater, bro. Let's go. like I know I'm relaxed, but somehow, some way, we about to rumble in the theater, bro. I look up and I said, "Hey, man, Kentrell, what's up, man?"
That's awesome.
And I was just messing with him too. Like, I had seen him when I was walking up the stairs, and I was like, "That's bro." I said, "Oh man, that's crazy." Because I wasn't in that theater at first.
Yeah.
I wasn't in there at first. I was actually in another side. I was in another side, the other one. And I was sitting in there and I was like, damn, why is this movie taking so long? I was like, why is this movie taking so long to come on? And I was like, I ordered tickets way before this. I'm like, why is this thing, And then I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong theater. So that's when I came up there and I seen you. That's when I asked you, I said, hey, man, how much of the movie did I miss?
Yeah.
It was like, like 5 minutes in, 5 to 7 minutes in or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, bet.
Yeah. Great film, but it was even greater experiencing that with your homeboy. And we were just but it was a funny moment. Like I was like, bro, like I don't know, I'm in you in an awkward position. You're like, bro, I don't know how I'm a fight dude. Somehow, some way.
I really want to watch this movie. I'm just disrespected.
You're thinking about fighting, bro. That's crazy.
That's me right there. I'm like I guess, hey, look, you gonna take this L, but you gonna go down fighting, James. Come like that position where
that's funny, bro. That's funny.
I'm relaxed in this. You know how it is. You're in a recliner. You're like, I'm relaxed. I'm like, just man, bro. Look, hey, man. Look, man. So, but it was funny though.
And I'm gonna go Bruce Leroy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Bruce Leroy in Barry Gordon's Last Dragon when they fight in the movie theater.
Exactly.
Kentrell's like, am I the meanest? Am I the baddest?
Oh, yeah.
Kentrell, you showing off, man.
Showing enough.
Yeah, you showed up like showing enough.
Oh, man.
Showing enough, straight up.
Yeah.
He wasn't the master. Am I the meanest? Who's the meanest? Showing enough.
Am I the baddest? Kentrell, where do your folks originate from? If you're from Louisiana,
Louisiana, South.
Louisiana. Just everybody's Louisiana, like Louisiana has a, okay, I'm gonna say it right now. I love New York because New York's all me, but Louisiana has the second best food I've ever had in my lifetime.
Second best to New York?
Yeah.
Bro, stop it, bro.
I'm dead
Stop
serious.
it.
Well, we done started a war.
Like,
We done started
Stop it,
some.
bro.
I'm dead serious. I gotta say, maybe it's because I'm partial to New York, but it has like when the best chicken I've ever had in my lifetime was in Louisiana. Best po' boy, Louisiana. Best oysters, Louisiana. But
Stop it, bro.
yeah, but like look, I've worked there a lot. I've worked there 4 times, and I love the food in Louisiana. I'm saying, so what I've had so far has been killer. So you guys got oysters, you got chicken, you got the po' boys. You guys had that on lock. But I'm just gonna say second best.
See, that's the thing. See, y'all are talking about that, right? You got to get to like the outskirts of New Orleans to get the cooking. I'm from the country.
Okay.
So you gotta like that's where the cooking happens. You know, I always tell them that I mess with New Orleans like that a lot. People from New Orleans. Yeah, but nah, you see somebody mama or somebody grandma, that's the people who like really work in the kitchen, you know.
Yeah.
That's where that food at, right?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm in the gym now.
No disrespect, New Orleans, you know. Yeah, y'all, you know, y'all do y'all thing too. Y'all do y'all thing too. But
yeah. I
So,
had to say, oh, sorry. I mean,
Go ahead.
Chris, I mean, sorry, Kentrell, I was going to say that 2 things. I had turtle soup there as well. And
but that's way off. I ain't gonna lie.
I loved it.
I've never done turtle soup a day in my life.
Okay, well then who told now?
Who told y'all about that?
We had it on set. I was working in SAS New Orleans. We had it on set, and it was the most delicious soup I've ever had.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the only thing I have to say about New Orleans is this too, man. So I took an Uber because I was there because I'm not from there, and I was going to studio set, but I took an Uber there. And let me tell you what, man, the Uber's going to drop me off at this one part. Like, the studio's right here on the other side of that street. I'm like, you ain't dropping me off here, bro. I know I got my color, and I'm hard. I can hand out. I can go against anybody, but you're not dropping me off in the street. I say, I need you to drop me off in the parking lot because it's clearly not safe for me. I really don't feel safe being dropped off on this side of the street. I'm tough, but I'm not that tough. You know?
No, bro, you from New York. You said
I'm from Virginia originally. I'm from Virginia originally, actually, but I've lived in New York. I lived in South Carolina. I lived in Los Angeles, but I don't care. Ain't no street in me enough. And then I grew up there was one area that we grew up in that we left that neighborhood, but I'm saying there ain't nah.
Like,
I was like, don't drop me off on this side of this New Orleans street here today.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But as we shift gears a little bit, real quick, shout out to Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Mike, man. Let me tell you a quick story about Mike. So you know, I was working as a therapist at that time. And Mike was I used to pass by the room all the time, and he used to be up in there like just doing something. And this shows you alignment right here. I'm showing you alignment. He was just up in there every day. I didn't know. He was like, you know, this little white guy up in there. He just writing all the time. And then one day I asked him, I said, hey man, what you doing? What you doing up in that room? Like, what are you writing? And he was like, oh, I'm a filmmaker. And I was like, a filmmaker? You know, like, I've been wanting to do this, you know. And I said, man, for real? He was like, yeah, I wrote a script, man. He said, I'm actually shooting it. I'll be shooting a movie, blah, 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 in a few weeks or so. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. He said, you wanna come? You wanna come check it out? I was like, I want to check it out, you know? And he was like, well, come on, come check it out, man. It's good. You can come on set, bro, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like excited about that. I'm about to be on set helping, right? Some time passed by and Mike hit me up one night and he was like, hey man, he said, hey, somebody dropped out the movie. And he was like, would you like to audition for it? Would you like to try out for it? And I was like, yeah. I said, what I gotta do? And so like, you know, he's like, well, just send me a video of you saying these lines, da da da, woo woo. And I did it. And he hit me back. He was like, man, that was really good. He was like, you know, we want you for this part. So I ended up on set as a character. And yeah, I was on set as a character. So that's where I started. And you know, Mike to this day, Mike still Mike still supports me to this day.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. That's awesome.
Love that.
I
Love
want
that.
to take a step away from acting for a second. Let's dive into the world of poetry, right? What sparked the idea for you to get into that, and how has that helped or even translated into your acting?
Oh, that's cool. That's a good question. So poetry, that was part of me growing up. Like I was always into poetry, like just um like while y'all was outside, when y'all was young, running the street, doing everything like that.
Mhm.
I was in the house. I couldn't go nowhere like that. I had to be in the house before the lights was on, before the street lights came on. I used to be in the room listening to slow music, stuff like that, right? Then like Love Jones came out. It's one of my favorite movies.
Nice.
Uh, so I was like, that's where I kind of get it from. But fast forward, I always wrote stuff, wrote nice letters and stuff like that, and singing and probably to girls on the phone or something at the time. And fast forward, here we are, 2016. I did a play, and it was I did a play for it was Renee Renee had a play, and well, Renee got oh my God, I can't even say Renee's full name. I'm sorry, Renee, if you're watching this. Uh, but anyways, she had a play. It was called Two Women Play Games. We could play that game. It was something like that. But anyways,
Mhm.
um, I forgot. I didn't know how to. I got the play, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to. I didn't really know about like the stage like that.
Mhm.
So I was like, dang, I ain't never done a play before. So I said, okay, well, I need to get on the stage before that play starts, before it's my turn. So I started going to different poetry events around Houston, and I had wrote some stuff. So I was like, all right, maybe if I can start spitting my poetry, maybe I can get the confidence to be on the stage in front of people. So that's where performing poetry came. So I started doing that. And yeah, that got me prepared. The second time I did poetry, I opened up for one of the last poets,
Mm.
Obio Obio Owele.
Ooh.
Yes, I opened up for him.
Yeah.
That's the second time I did poetry. And but yeah, so that's where poetry started. And I'm like, okay, I got a way with words. I could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. That's
Nice.
awesome. I saw that all that transition, and it helped as well too. I did. That's crazy, bro. So many similarities that me and you have, because I was going to start going to school for physical therapy, and I got into poetry for a bit, and now here we are as actors. That's what I'm saying. This is funny how Louisiana, ties Louisiana. Everybody here, I think, has ties somewhere to Louisiana. Man, it's just funny how all that comes into one, and you just have the conversations. It's just crazy. I'm just thinking about all that. But let's get to some of your other work. Like you've been in unfinished business, and I know the CW was it pressure,
Yeah.
and yeah, and allergies as well. But what was some of your personal favorite projects that you've done so far?
Um, my favorite project that I've done so far, it was definitely one of my favorite projects so far was definitely like If They Took Us Back.
They took us back. That's the one that was for the NAACP, right? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Okay,
that one was cool. Well, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. All my experiences were great, honestly.
right.
Maybe like two experiences that wasn't that good, two or
Mm-hmm.
three wasn't that good, but um I enjoyed I enjoyed the movie with Lori Mitchell.
Yeah.
I did her. Um, that was cool. I did one with the Vince Powell.
Mhm.
That one was super cool. Someone Like You. Mike, when Why Thomas came back, cool experience. I ain't gonna lie, man, I had some good experiences on set, bro. I haven't had that many bad experiences, but the bad experiences I did have, they were pretty bad. So, you know, like,
Yeah.
nah, this ain't it, bro. I know there's another level to this, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we always have we try to push those bad experiences. It's like we learn from them and grow from them and hope that it doesn't happen again. But, it's just, how life is life. But, we still growing artists, which is,
yeah,
Absolutely.
And the NAACP experience there. You was at NAACP Awards. How was that experience for you? Just
oh, man,
everything. Just
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That experience, that experience was electrifying.
yeah.
And I don't think I've ever said something like that before. It was definitely electrifying. And it was so cool to be so close and so near to the people that you've always watched on television.
Mm.
And it was like, oh, okay. I must have done something right. I'm here. But
Yeah.
I would also say that that it's been kind of it was I want to say I want to say surreal because I don't think I gave it the proper I didn't give it the like it didn't set in for me until like later.
Yeah.
Like it felt normal.
Yeah.
It felt normal. Like it felt like okay, this thing we going through the motions. Whatever, we're here, boom, 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 boom. But nah, man, it was a good experience though. And I wish I would have been, I mean, I was present with it. I definitely was present with it, but I wish I
Mhm.
was present with it when I found out about it too. Because I was like, it was like, oh yeah, we got that. I'm like, what that mean? Like, I was like what
Yeah.
that? And it was like, Kentrell, you don't know? Like Holly was like, yeah, this is a big deal. And I was like, oh yeah, so like, um, and I don't know, man. It was a good experience. I got to meet some great people. All the people that we see on TV, like they were super cool. Like Harold Perrineau, one of my favorite actors, hands down. Um, like super cool, real good guy, just exudes like just joy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
everything about him is cool. Um, bro from Bel Air, Jimmy, who plays
Was
uh
Is that Jeffrey? No, that's not
yeah,
Jeffrey.
he plays Jeffrey
That
on
is
he
Jeffrey.
on there. Hands down, cool
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those brothers, man, that I met, they were definitely like super cool. They definitely offered wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. It was good. It was good. It
Yeah.
was good.
Guys, I only I can't talk today. I want to interject for a second. Kentrell, you've been so amazing, man. I have to get ready to go, but I absolutely loved. I don't want to leave, but I have to go do a
Yeah.
guest show. But I just want to say personally, before I let you guys get back to it, Kentrell, you're amazing, man. Can't wait to work with you on set. Big Chris and James as well. And thank you so much for even letting me be here with you guys today. And Kentrell, getting to know you're freaking awesome. I don't want to go,
Yeah, man.
but I know I
Let's
got to do this thing. All right, man. Kentrell, keep killing it, man. I look forward to hearing the rest of it. All right, brother.
for sure, bro. Likewise. Peace.
All right.
Yeah, you too.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, like too when I saw that, because we already had you, it was just we were already gonna have you come on the show before that happened, because we talked and everything else.
Mhm.
And like I said earlier, we always root for each other because you just never know what's gonna happen with this art. And when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, yeah. And you look like you belong, bro, and you did. Like, and it's you certainly look everything, bro. Like all that. Like it's crazy too, because even though Brandon Rush just left on here, he was one of the people in the comments that saw you when I think either I shared it or it was on your I can't remember exactly. But when he saw you and he saw you, he was like, "Bro, dude's clean. Bro came to address ready." And that's why I was like, "Yeah, whenever Kentrell show up, yeah, he gonna be suited and booted." He
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, I like Kentrell. He gonna shut it down, bro. But you look the part, bro. You look like you belong, and and from just seeing that right there, we don't have who I was talking to one time while I was saying that we're in a part of a business art where we can't really tell what's going to happen on our timeline in life as well too, but especially here because you never know what's going to come across our email, our desk, or whatever, and we root for each other. And like when I saw that, I was like, bro, come on, man, well deserved, well
I
deserved.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
So I still need representation. I'm still seeking representation, bro. That's
yeah,
what I need right now. I need some representation out here. But I
yeah.
know the right people gonna come though, so too. But
Oh
just
yeah.
saying,
In due time, in due time. So, at least one or two more questions before we get you out of here. Uh, you've already dropped so many gems for us today, right? And we know we got a lot of stuff coming your way. You got a long road, long career ahead of you. When it's all said and done, right? Once you at the end of your career, what do you want people to say about your legacy that you leave?
hmm, what do I want people to say about my legacy? I don't know. I want people to know that I lived, man. That I did what I set out to do. I didn't take no for an answer.
Mhm.
And I made impact. Like there's something that I've done actually changed the course of somebody else's life for the
Mhm.
better,
Yeah.
in my heart of hearts, you know, and maybe a template, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a
Yeah.
template to show somebody that, anything is possible, you know, because by the cards. I ain't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah,
But, you know, um, but I'm grateful. And, I just want people to see that and just know that I made some type of change. I made some type of footprint. I put some type of footprint here. And yeah, that's one of the things. It's a lot, but
yeah,
that's the most simple answer.
yeah,
That I was able to spark some type of fire in somebody else in some capacity, you know what I'm saying? Or some type of beacon of hope or, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't
yeah.
know. Like, we're gonna get back
No,
to it. We're gonna go again.
Yeah.
no, that's perfect right there, though. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Any gems you want to leave with the audience that can help them out? That has helped you out over the time in your career?
Man, just stay a student, bro. Stay a student, man. Just observe everything. Don't take things too personal. Well, unless you're acting, take it all personal. Take everything. But in life, man, don't take it too serious. Don't take things too serious. Like do that hard work.
Yeah,
This is the most important things that you gotta keep pure. You gotta keep it playful, keep it pure, keep it, what I'm saying, light. As light as you can.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So that's one of the things I would say. I would say definitely, keep your heart light, keep it pure. Um, Eat healthy, you
mm,
know, healthy things, work out a little bit, which I'll be trying, I'll be trying.
yeah,
Be trying.
yeah, right here.
I'll be trying. I'll be trying. But for the most part though, and just like breathe,
Mm.
breathe.
Awesome. Awesome.
One of the things, breathe.
Uh, Go ahead and I guess tell our audience where they can find you, anything you got coming up, and yeah, where they can follow you at.
Man, you can find me at I am Kentrell Wright on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I am Kentrell Wright. You can find me there. I'll be there chilling, waiting for y'all to come and like some of my photos here and there, you know,
Yeah.
Follow the journey. I got some good stuff coming too, so just stay tuned,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely have you come back on as well when those things come on, or just come back on. Hold it down for us as a co-host, guest
Yeah,
co-host.
whatever.
Yeah, man.
Let me know whenever y'all got it. Just let me know, man.
Yes,
I'm in,
sir.
bro.
Yes, sir.
And
Ladies and
again,
gentlemen.
shout out to my mama, man.
Yeah. Please shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Mama.
mom, bro. Mom showed up, man. Mom
Yeah.
showed up. I ain't gonna lie. Mom showed up. Mom definitely ride for me. Mom ride for me.
Yes, sir.
She definitely she all the way in. She mom's definitely ride. She supports. She always she comes out every time that she gets a chance, gets the opportunity to, but definitely strong support system. You know what I'm saying? Mom's is definitely 10 toes down.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Love it, love it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kentrell A. Wright. Man, appreciate you again, brother, for stopping by on the Just Acting Up Show.